All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to be exploring Peter Fritz Walter's guide, Coaching Your Inner Child. We're going to uncover a path to reconnect with a really powerful, creative, and vital part of yourself, a part that maybe, just maybe, you feel like you've lost touch with. So, let's get started.
You know that feeling, right? That sense that all the color has just drained out of life, and you're kind of just going through the motions. The joy you used to feel seems so far away. But what if that's not just a bad mood? What if it's a signal that something much deeper is asking for your attention?
Walter argues that this feeling isn't just some random thing that happens. No, it's actually a symptom of a much deeper issue, one that begins when a really important inner voice gets silenced.
And here's the key insight. This lack of spark isn't some personal failure on your part. According to Walter, it's the direct result of suppressing this creative, intuitive guide we all have inside us. Think about it. From a young age, so many of us are taught to quiet that voice down, to be more adult. But the consequence is a life that just feels a little less vibrant, a little less you. So what is this silenced voice? This is where we get to the absolute core of this whole journey. It's time to meet your inner child.
Now let's be really clear. This is not about becoming childish or immature. As Walter defines it, the inner child is this incredibly powerful, wise energy inside you. It's the source of our spontaneity, our creativity, our joy. It's the part of us that feels the most authentically alive.
This quote just really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? Walter isn't framing this as simple self-help. He calls it a quest for soul. It's a profound, deeply personal journey back to our most essential self, reconnecting with what gives us meaning.
And this is so important to remember. Your inner child is completely unique. This is not a one-size-fits-all kind of deal. Every one of us has a different history, different feelings, and our own specific energy pattern. And that's exactly what makes this journey so personal and so powerful.
So, what state is this inner energy in right now? Well, Walter explains that our inner child can exist in a couple of different conditions. Let's take a look at the two main states you might find.
On one side, you have the wounded inner child. This part holds on to past hurts, it's often defensive, feels betrayed, and it's the part of us that can unconsciously lead to self-sabotage. Then, on the other side, you have the playful inner child. This is our natural state. It's the engine of our creativity and joy. So the work here is really about helping our inner self move from that wounded state toward a more playful, expressive one.
Understanding these states is a huge first step. But, okay, if your inner child is wounded, how do you, actually make contact with a voice you might not have heard from in decades? Well, Walter provides a very specific technique for this. The main tool he recommends is called voice dialogue, and it's pretty much what it sounds like, an inner conversation. But the key here is the approach. It has to be gentle, it has to be patient, and it has to be completely free of judgment. You're not there to fix anything or to scold, you're just there to listen.
This slide shows a really critical difference. The wrong way to do it is to just dump all your adult problems onto this inner voice. The right way? It's much, much simpler and way more profound. Just ask, "Are you there?" and then wait. The most important part of this whole dialogue is the silence, where you just listen for whatever comes up, a feeling, an image, maybe just a quiet little thought.
To get the best results, your attitude is absolutely everything. Walter lays out 4 key qualities. First, be empathetic and welcoming. Create a safe space. Second, be patient and peaceful. You can't rush this. Third, come at it with humility, without any arrogance. And finally, be genuinely curious and open to whatever this voice has to say. So, once you've made contact, what's the end game? Well, it's not about letting your inner child just run wild. It's about building a balanced and harmonious inner system.
Yeah, this is a big one. This work isn't about swapping a tyrant adult for a tyrant child. It's all about integration. The whole point is to create a functional inner team where every voice gets heard and can play its proper role. And here's what that inner team looks like. You've got the inner parent, who looks at things based on morality. Is this right or wrong? Then there's the inner adult, using a maturity scale. Is this logical and responsible? And finally, the inner child, who operates on a creativity scale. Is this joyful and authentic? A healthy person has all 3 of these voices working together in harmony, not just one of them shouting over the others. All right, let's take all of these ideas and turn them inward now. Let's think about your own inner world for a moment.
And remember why this all matters. This isn't just about patching up old wounds from the past. It's a journey to reclaim the most authentic, vibrant part of who you are. It's about tapping back into a kind of wisdom you've had with you all along.
So I'll leave you with this question. Just take a quiet moment, right now. If you were to ask that simple question, are you there? And just listen, with no judgment at all, what do you think you would hear? What is that vital, creative part of you trying to say?